always the incumbent government goes in with a promise of development. And it's up to the people to find out. And for some reason, the people bought into the government's campaign. Now, the campaign message was simple. If you vote for Baidoo, what you would have is that you would have development.
Yeah.
We are the party in government. He is a member of parliament. He can walk to a minister and say, I need development in this place.
It's facade. It's facade. It's
yeah,
facade.
but what about
No.
So you see, this is the point.
You don't get it.
This is the point. And while you may say that it's a facade, this is the point.
Yeah.
While they were talking about development, Musa Dankwa says that it was the drip machines that were bought, that they were using to do the development.
Yeah.
Now, those machines were on the ground working. You probably would say...
Even today, they were on the ground.
They were ground working. Now, you'd say, okay, but you know, governments do this all the time. It only tells you one thing. And the bit about, I must say, now, in 2011, right, in 2011, I was in Akwatia. I was in Akwatia for the NPP's primaries. At the time, Dr. Kofi Asare, okay, was, the incumbent member of parliament. It was a popular acclamation. He was going through acclamation. But when I got to Akwatia at the time, Kate Jemfua, who was the NPP's women organizer before being made deputy national women organizer, spoke before Dr. Kofi Asare.
Please stay with me, Winston. Please pause for a second, because I want to take you back to the Collation Center there, where my colleague Kojo Brace is standing by. Kojo, the last time you updated us, we're at 68 polling center results. What do we know now as far as the collation of more results from the polling stations are concerned? Where are we?
Confirm that more results are coming in.
I can confirm that more results are coming in, but what the EC has not done for us is to project the Excel sheet again for us to see where we are in terms of the number of police stations that have come in and how the numbers are looking. What they are doing is to be collating the results as they come into their console. I'm sure they want to get a certain number of police stations before they can project it back again. So as we said, we can just estimate that we may be doing a little over 80, but until it's projected, we might not know exactly how many polling stations that they've collected so far here. So that's the update. They've not projected it again for us to see exactly how many stations have come and what the numbers are looking at. But I can say that the numbers keep coming, and therefore we might. But by the understand the project, you might be doing between 80 and 90 polling stations, Evans.
And I still need to return to that subject of the whereabouts of the MPP agents. Do you have any clarity? Have they showed up now?
So, earlier we were shown one guy. If the camera can capture this guy here in this white, we understand is the agent for the MPP. This guy, I'm told that he is the director of elections for the constituency, and he is standing in for the MPP at this collation. We were told earlier that Yao Befi was here, but he left, and we've not seen any national figure being at this present collation. But you can, we've been pointed to one person who we are told is their constituency elections director here. But the NDC had Rashid Tanko computer here. Even as we speak, I've seen Kobe Woyome, who is a member of parliament, also here, as you can see on the screens now. So the NDC really has brought to this collation center people from national members of parliament to oversee this collation. But to the NPP, we can only confirm that someone, I'm told, is their election, the constituency elections officer is the one representing them here. Evans.
And let's hear from the NPP's member of parliament who's there with you. Clearly, they've deployed the big guns to the collation center, and of course, going into this the MPP also deployed big guns to the constituency to campaign. And you think that collation center policing is the ultimate. At the end of the day, if you don't police the collation, you may be in trouble. So you were expecting to see some of the big guns there. We don't have that. The NDC obviously still has their big guns there. They are still policing this, although we know that their own internal collation suggests that they won this pretty comfortably.
Yeah. I mean, let me try and find out from Kobe Women. Apparently, Rashid Tanko Computer is still in the house. So, the point you make about policing the resort, even here at the Collation Center, it's quite instructive. Mr. Oyeme, you've been here since morning. I spoke to you earlier.
Yes.
You've been through the process till this time. We've not been able to identify your counterpart from the MPP in terms of from the national here at the coalition as we speak. But how important is it for you, the NDC, to police this resort to this particular point and to ensure that the EC declares your candidate as the one duly elected to be the Member of Parliament for Akwatia?
Well, thank you once again, and good evening to your viewers out there. I think being here, even at this time, is to ensure that our rank and file, the people of Akwatia who have voted for the NDC do not get disappointed. I mean, we value them so much. I mean, that is why we are all here. And for the cry and the call, which I believe we have heeded to, must end up with some joy and not in a manner where we get shocked or disappointed. We all know what happens when you don't police your election process properly. So I think it's in the interest of our people for whom we have come, and so that at the end of the day, we can also pat our backs and show this as having done well. So I think that is what we're doing.
But your system has already told you that you've won. Absolutely. Why not go home and sleep?
No, until it is finally declared. You don't rest. That one. Though we have what we have, I mean, ours is just as a control or a check. But then there would be a need for the EC to come out officially. And that's when probably our people will begin to jubilate, because I know some people are waiting just to hear the EC pronounce the winner, whom we already know anyway. Then, I mean, you give them the freedom to at least enjoy themselves and be happy that we have fought a good fight and have really won. And this constituency will see a very unprecedented development.
You say unprecedented, so they'll be backing by it.
Because the truth of the matter is that if you have watched carefully how the common fund used to be disbursed this time around, you realize that His Excellency the President has ordered that no deduction of source anymore. Every money due every assembly be sent to the assembly. So then it gives them that room for them to decide how to go about their projects, prioritize what they want, and all that.
That's applicable to all assemblies.
Absolutely.
Not because
that
of
alone. No, that alone should tell you that there will be much to be expected so far as the assemblies work this time around.
But my argument is that even if they had voted for, if they vote for an MPP person, they will still get those sort of development coming in. There's nothing special about it.
In addition to that, if you had allowed me to learn that, in addition to that, this man that has been elected now has the ears, of his colleagues, ministers. All right, his colleagues, party faithful who are in various positions. And you know the importance of lobbying. And lobbying in itself is an art. And then your position or your stature also adds to how you are able to. Okay, so all of that comes to play. And so per the position and who he is currently, after the pronunciation of the EC, gives him that leverage.
How many times have you done in Parliament?
I've been in Parliament for 16 years.
So are you saying that for the past 8 years when you were in opposition, there was no single project that you could get to your people from government?
In fact, that's a very good and very useful question. In fact, I had to do a lot by myself and lobby through a lot of other NGOs. Now, letters were written, for instance, the roads in my constituency that I needed to be done for my people. Anytime it rains, it becomes difficult for my constituents to really go about their normal, chores and activities, farm, markets, and all that. Even for students to be able to go to school and back are quite challenging. And so after a while, I included some chiefs and some key opinion leaders have traveled several times to the minister then of roads and highways. He receives us, and anytime we go, he receives us, promises, and nothing gets done. We've even been to the seat of government to speak about some of the challenges confronting us. They will receive you all right, but nothing gets done.
So you're saying that
personally, if I compare the situation of 8 years in opposition to when I was or when my government was in power, clearly I will tell you that I did so much, and the bulk of all the developments that are taking place in my place were the first 8 years. So if you juxtapose how I experienced whilst in Parliament, the two situations, having your party in power and then not having your party in power, and you being in Parliament and operating from the opposition angle, you try all that you could, even sometimes try to lobby your own colleague, member of Parliament who is on the other aisle, to try to see, the opposite aisle, to try to see whether some positives would probably reflect in your constituency. But they never got done.
Isn't this a development that you should use Parliament to try to fight? That we are all in a country, we all pay taxes. Yet when it comes to disputing the cake, you say that you're going to look at the people who belong to your party to distribute the cake.
The difference here is this. The difference here is this. With the current president in power, we know his doors are wide open, and he doesn't even look at issues with those political alliances. Once you get to him and he's able to identify with the issues that you raise, irrespective of whether you are an MPP or an NDC, it gets done.
But that analogy defeats the whole thing you've been preaching here. Vote for an NDC because the NDC power. You're saying that the president.
Let me conclude. However, I am having a little challenge. Why are people in opposition today not taking advantage of who the current president is and begin to do something positive? For instance, may he so rest in peace, our brother who passed on here. The president launched a very important program, the apprenticeship program for the youth. And in other constituencies and districts and municipalities, they've been rolled out. Do you know what? When we came here and started visiting various youth groups and homes and all that, they've never been informed or told. Nobody came to even a radio station here to speak about that policy to them. And I was thinking that, so hasn't your former member of Parliament, at least, may he so rest in peace, while he was on, come around to talk to you about some of this and then show you, for instance.
Do you accept? Hold on. Do you accept that? Do you accept that the analogy that you've been waging? Because this morning you've been throwing this argument around that. Mr. Weaver, hold on.
No, let me land.
But I'm saying that you have defeated your own argument.
I have not, because you see, I will not also wait until our people in opposition today realize who the current president is, how magnanimous he is, he's so receptive, until they realize it. I'll continue to tell people that, look, vote for my party member to come and deliver on the goodies.
Okay, I hear.
If today they are only in parliament and staging the walkouts and it's as if that is the stock in trade and that is all that they do.
I get
please,
you. I get
please.
you.
Until when do you satisfy the needs of the people who have voted for you to go to parliament?
Thank you very much, Mr. Weber.
You see what I mean?
So that's Honorable Kobe. We're still at the Collation Center here. We'll be bringing you all of the processes for you on the Joy News channel. Tuesday.
And that is the latest from the Collation Center there at Akwatia. And yes, the debate is happening in the studio as well, as we await the Electoral Commission to announce the results there. And when they do, we'll bring it to you. We are now very close. We are anticipating that in the next, 40 minutes or so, we should get the Electoral Commission to give us a declaration of who has won. So you need to stay with us. And I want to bring in the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. He's joining me right now on Zoom. Haruna Mohammed, he's been in the constituency all day. I want to clarify a few things with him because I know the NPP, they have the final results already. And he must know that because the NDC, they have theirs. They've told us that they've won by 54%. Haruna, have you won or have you lost?
Per the CI 127, it is the Electoral Commission that will declare and indicate who has won the election. You can only provisionally announce results of constituencies or polling stations that you have certified. And in terms of results collation in this country, we in the NPP have demonstrated enough credentials in terms of results collation. We don't jump when we are not concluded. So I am telling you that at the party coalition office, we are putting our figures together, making sure that we have the confirmed results as we receive them on the pink sheets before we make any pronouncement.
But I also know, and just to confirm the point you make, that you have invested very heavily in speed and accuracy in collation of results. In fact, you have set the tone for this over the last 3 elections. Knowing you and knowing the NPP, you should know by now where you stand, even if you don't have the final 120 polling station results in. You're saying that you don't know that as of tonight, as of now at 20 past 9?
You see, when you talk about accuracy and the speed, you also talk about timeliness. Timeliness is very important. And for us, we are also tying this results collation to timeliness. So if the journey of the pink sheet does not tally with the timeliness, you cannot also jump because you have speed to make some announcement or pronouncement that you think that your data must support whatever you say. Certainly, yes, we have put together some certain figures, and we hope to get all the figures together and get this
so from what
out there. You know,
so from what you have so far, from what you have so far, where do you stand?
Well, there are provisional ones. We have always stayed away from using what we have been called and given, because that has been the standard when we set the standard in 2016.
Okay,
we frown on collating resource being called to give. Always make sure she's your pink sheet. We don't use somebody mentions the person confirms after and also pick the paper and confirm before an approval is made by the IT director. So it takes a longer process. Even though we have always worked with speed, but also the journey of the pink sheet, it also contributes to your final declaration or making certain provisions in terms of what you have garnered in the elections.
Where are your senior agents at the Collation Center in Akwatia?
I don't know. The CI 127 did not define senior agent. The CI 127 defines agent.
Well, so let me rephrase. Where are your agents at the Collation Center in Akwatia?
Thank you very much. We have the Eastern Regional Secretary in the room.
Okay.
The Eastern Regional Secretary of our party is in the room. And then the Nasara coordinator of our party is also in the room. And let me correct this misconception. Right from beginning, when we were asked to submit our agents for collation, we submitted the Eastern Regional Secretary and we submitted the Director of IT. 3 days to the elections, the Director of IT reported to the Director of Elections of his unavailability to be part. So a change was made and the Nasara coordinator was presented. We have a different strategy as to how we are going about the Akwatia by-election. And we are doing it homegrown. And that is why we are picking our agents from the region or from the constituency. But in this coalition, I challenge your reporter to get back in the room and ask for the Eastern Regional Secretary and the Eastern Regional Nasara Coordinator, who are representing us from onset 3 days before the elections, that we have done this particular selection.
In fact, just to confirm, he found one of them.
He found one of them. If you look for the other one, you will find him.
So on the ground. Are you still in the constituency yourself?
Ivan.
Are you still?
I am in the constituency.
Okay.
In the constituency.
And
yes, I'm very confident.
Okay.
I am very, very confident.
You're confident of what exactly?
Confident of winning the seat.
Okay. And does your candidate share your confidence?
Why not? There's no declaration.
Okay.
Is there any declaration? No. So I'm very confident.
Okay.
Until declaration is done, you cannot say somebody has won elections.
Okay. So you're confident of winning? I believe we've lost his connection. But Gary, you have an intervention.
I'm seeing projections on your.
Yes.
These projections, I'm seeing 8,101.
10,000.
10,461. I don't know whether these projections are verifiable or they are accurate.
From the Collation Center, the Ultra Commission Collation.
The Collation Center.
Yeah.
So you are reminding me of my beloved friend Kaba. When Kaba was here, and then I remember those times he said, if you go and bring Kakai Betes. Those times we had won election in 2016 into 2017. And we also celebrated the election that we won in 2016 to 2017. So elections is won and is lost.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are from Electoral Commission. It means that we have lost the elections. That is all. I mean, nothing stopping us from you lost the elections.
A second, because I'll come to you.
You are saying this from Electoral Commission.
Yes.
But this is not the final.
It is not from all 120.
Is it verified?
Yes, this is. This is from only 68.
From the various police stations, and they have been signed by our agents?
This is from the Collation Center, yes. But it is not from all 120 polling stations. It is only from 68.
Has it been verified?
Yes.
So let us leave it. Because, when it comes to litigation, I'm the same person to litigate the matters. That's what I'm saying. Has it been verified by Electoral Commission?
What we have now on your screen, yes, has been.
Yeah, so let's leave it as it is.
But you are the director of elections. When you check,
I'm the director of legal, not
director of legal.
Yeah.
Pardon me, the director of legal.
Yeah, I'm not somebody that will direct in the MVP into a wrong path.
Okay.
If it's right, it is right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If you have lost, you have lost.
Okay. And when you check, what did you establish? You've lost?
From where? You are talking to the General Secretary. He's telling you he's on the ground.
Because...
And he's getting these figures for us.
All I'm saying
is that these figures should be verifiable, so that we all know that this is from the Electoral Commission. And then we cannot accept that, EC has verified the figures, they are correct, they are accurate. We cannot pick from there, that is all.
Evans, you see, when somebody is running away from defeat, you must be able to tell. He says that declarations are made by the Electoral Commission. Perfect. Because the CI says so. But we were all in this country when Dr. Bawumia came out, long before the Electoral Commission declared and accepted to consider defeat. We were all in this country when Kufuor under Jake, you recall?
Yeah, I do.
Called the elections for the MPP.
With the right information.
And so when someone is running away from the outcome of an election, you must be able to tell. Okay?
I think the MPP is running away.
Running away.
The Deputy General Secretary is.
He's running away.
Gary is not shying away from admitting if the...
Well, Gary made a call, and Gary made a call, and I'm sure he's now appraised with the results. And then that person too was trying to run away and not giving him the full details of this thing. Now we've won these elections neat and dry.
It's a very unfair.
Now, but the fact is that
it's a very unfair election that you have won.
How is it unfair?
To the extent that, and this point should be made very clear. To the extent that I am Honorable Innocent Fuseini's clients.
Yeah.
Fighting for
so you see, let me tell you where you are wrong.
I go and contest him.
Yeah.
Contest him on the same seat when the case has not even ended.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I win him. So I knew that Honorable Fuseini was not popular on the ground. And I was popular on the ground. And at the end of the day,
so you see, when you said that, because you were a lawyer in the matter, I didn't want to argue with you because I saw that you were emotional. But let me set the record straight.
Don't argue with me.
Baidoo, our candidate.
When you're done, I have an update for you from the Electoral Commission.
So our candidate, was the secretary.
So, just a second. Gary, just a second. I have the very latest for you. Very latest.
It's not going to argue.
Very latest. Hold on for me, gentlemen. So we currently have 117 polling station results from the Electoral Commission. The NDC candidate has 17,708 votes. The MPP candidate has 14,966. I just want to repeat for the benefit of our audience on radio, Joy 99.7 FM. Yeah. The NDC candidate, out of the 117, only 3 polling stations left to go. The NDC candidate currently has 17,708, and the MPP candidate has 14,966. And you can see the jubilation on your screen there from the NDC supporters who are excited that they've won. Now, the question to pose to Winston, and Winston is a mathematician, and so I need to pose it. Winston, if you give all 3 remaining polling stations to the MPP candidate, will he cross? Will he get close to 17,000?
Polling stations remaining. I know the largest polling station is about 700.
Yeah.
If the largest polling station is 700,
times 3.
And actually it's left with 2 because in the 2024 election there was a special vote polling station that made it 120.
Yeah.
So if you look at the margin now, which is about 2,800, if I were to give all the 700 votes, 100% voter turnout, and even said it was 3, it would take it to 2,100. It will still not be enough.
Okay.
Pause. I want to get reaction from the crowd there. I'll come to Gary because this is certified.
Let me react before you go to
Please forgive me. I need to do this. I'll come to
Don't tell the windows after myself.
No, I want. Please hold on for me for a second. Let me bring in Nana Boache. Nana Boache, give us the reaction from this very latest result from the Collation Center.
Oh my God.
Would have our eyes on that place as well. I find it very difficult to even spot someone to speak to, but narrating what is happening is super excitement over here. Tell us. Abana ya kwa kotono lawyer na mosu wedin kunim ni gisema ni gisempa adentia efisa ne enhwe anim no yensa aka na ahaye MPP NDC nyina stronghold omunyina ewini city in Prebebre eden na ma we yesronko ne ma we yesronko ne say no obi adauto lawyer ba sese no Akwatia fo akire say lawyer nso bedibia yeah, that's a part. And so that is another person saying that he's excited about lawyers' victory and that this, although being a seat for both MPP and NDC winning before, he thinks that lawyer's victory is going to bring development. Up him, who are live on Joy News. Lawyer Kunim de Akwatia. Edeng Sokopa na ebetimi asesa ama Akwatia for.
Oh, the Dikan Yasadama Uchodian Pokwame. The Tossons were the Asadama, the more thing. Emma IGP in Kuala, Loma Juma. Sabana to peaceful, Bibia and Sibasa Sebia. Lawyer, you know, you try that. Because we had this street, or my Juma in this street. And see, Musa lawyer, you know, about Jim Babu, no. I know Biano Pagan, and said, Juma, no. Yapa Juma, Yapa, you are doing you to know. I have been at Juma, it's the head of my lawyer, no. The enemy say, and Papa, ya bonnet by your breno. Lawyer, but I or didn't couldn't buy a bunch Juma, you and what toy.
Yeah, better as a pass. So he's also saying that with the election of lawyer Bernard Bediako, the MDC's parliamentary candidate, going into parliament, a lot of development will be brought into Akwatia. He says that although a number of them are minors, what they want is real jobs and not galamsey. Okay, there's another man here.
You're from my friend logo. Yeah, boy, and yes, I'm good to yeah, prepa. And it's your father, and yes, I'm good to
and it's never when it's a lawyer and couldn't be home.
You're a lawyer, we know. Over boy in Nam. Oh, Mr. Yeah, papa, as him do a winning, but lawyer on Google, I'm saying in my head. Then you're never say Waba.
Now, ora, galamsey, Namoya, Kroma, say.
Tell papa, galamsey, you know, Papa galamsey.
Nasa galamsey, and now the papa.
W, and you say, Bia, and mine in Iron, and you say, young Quasa Sassi. The year near your feeling. Now, assassin so as I read until Odi bear 2 years, 3 years, assassin so you're fine. There, ye be, me be, Medalata or ye binu, on say assassin on Yashi.
One Casaya galamsey.
Mina make a show.
And now when you don't say Juma,
Many Joe, I know Minesca, I buy no veg, maybe I do know Wahanyano, and mining sector. It is a mining sector, Niger Juma. I tell you, be there, boy, until so far now, yeah, Jumana. I didn't pass what the black bino. Sounds like a stranger biddy. I didn't hear my other Shabushina. And I say, be I and Yaji say, be I say, but put on your say. I didn't see any I just said, sir, yeah, papa, as him do we need ya, your papa, lawyer, to win any yaji. And I say, be and this MPP, and then it's any yaji. But then any yaji say, your papa now when you're on Wabano. The person send you about it or lawyer. No, or Bernard you saw Baba say or Baba high. Or high now, Baba high. No, or not you saw Baba high. 4 years time, Yanni in the bio, the Bassa Pamano, no, I call.
And so that is another supporter of the NDC's parliamentary candidate who's excited about his victory. We will take you to the street here, and the celebration has taken another turn. And the other side of the street is bustling with so much excitement. A lot of people would want to even speak to us. They are volunteering themselves. But I want to go into the crowd where the celebration is ongoing, so that I have a feel of it. Right now, they are chanting to Nasi's Queen song. And as addictive as that song is, I would want you to join me. Let's go to the street. Mama, day.
Yamom showdown, man. Go be rich, man. I make a say. Yamom showdown.
Why is so among Casa terms the Amom?
Yamom showdown. Showdown on Omokano.
Okay, so he's saying that they've given the NPP a showdown. And so this is another part of the street where the celebration is happening. Here at the Badia community in Akwatia, and the celebration is still ongoing.
Showdown. Your trust unity, your showdown, your quality. Akwatia all the way.
Yeah, that's a part. So he's saying that they have cut the head of the elephant. That is a symbol of the new patriotic party. So that is Nasi's Queen song. You can hear over here. And they are here in their numbers celebrating with the Queen song, the popular NDC song, on the street of Bodia. When you're Japan,
but
baby, and that's why you know, I mentioned one in Monyan. Yeah, we are champion before said 2028. NDC still in the big keke. Yeah, poor, yeah, sure, one cassa. Oh, we are my chest. I'm on the bedi, but on Yankopo, John Mama Yankopo, John Mama Yankopo, regional executive member.
Okay, so I have a regional executive here with me. She's also in a jubilant mood. When you have to pass out party, I didn't kunim. Wow. Now, lawyer, everybody who knows about street is so.
Electoral Commission for declare we are on the street.
Okay. And you to also do answer. So, the people of Akwatia, but they are on the streets jubilating in their numbers to their popular Honorable Warrior song. I don't know who they say this to, but that is the song that they are dancing to right now. The mood of a number of people from Bodia. When you're Japan and Katakakra, and couldn't be away, and then Kwama Akwatia for.
Akwatia for, and couldn't be away, and put to Kunim Dienepe. And Tinamia Adom, Bernard Bediako Baidoo, Akwatia for, Akwatia constituency, Adaroma, Yabenya Puntu, Nenya Koso. So, Yakwine, and your hospitals are, and your marketing to be and Cosina, yes, we have to Madaroma. Bernard Bediako Baidoo.
Yeah, that's a bar. And so he's also saying that victory has come, and now it's time for development, and that's what they are going to focus on. I have one man here on a motorbike. As you say, lawyer, and I have to say, you see, declare so we need provisional results, no chance, honor or decline. And Yama Benamur animal say, Mobetimi Ayama Akwatia constituency.
Lawyer, no, or no, or free, aha, and the enemy, sir. You hear some beer or no, but to me, Yamaya, be beer, Akwatia, my here, piano, lawyer, but to me, Yamaya, Wako school on the Mudi, and no dinner, Yatua Bamano, and the Akwatia. You need John Mahama, no lawyer. You really be because of Papa. You need problem.
That's it. And he's also saying that with the election of lawyer Bernard Bediako, which we are waiting for the EC to officially declare, though, he's saying that this means a lot to them. And as people of Akwatia, development is going to come into their constituency. He says that a lot of them are miners, and they're also expecting that their mining industry would expand and grow with the election.
And this is your election headquarters. We can now project that the NDC's candidate in the Akwatia by-election will be the next member of parliament elect for that constituency. We can project from our figures that we have collated from what our colleagues there are confirming for us that he has swept this in the Akwatia by-election, winning this by at least 2,964 votes. And that is a significant margin indeed. And if just joining us and you are listening in on radio on Joy 99.7 FM, we're just joining our live coverage of the Akwatia by-election, and the Joy News projection is that the NDC candidate in the Akwatia by-election will be the next member of parliament for the Akwatia constituency. This is a Joy News projection. He's won this by a margin of 2,964 votes. And let's put that in context, because the NPP candidate who won this in the 2024 elections won this by just over 2,000 votes. The NDC has overturned that and increased it by more than 800 votes. That is significant indeed. And he, Bernard Bediako, should be sworn in the next, few weeks as the next member of parliament for the Akwatia constituency. And that is a projection coming in from your election headquarters as confirmed by the Electoral Commission on the ground. You see that on your screens there, another confirmation of that. The NDC's Bernard Bediako is the projected winner of today's by-election, Akwatia. And Gary Nemako is with me. Gary, your reaction to that?
Yeah, Evans. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm happy that my good brother, Honorable Nisa, is here. Can you sit down so that I can look at your face?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes. Do you know that the former MP, that is Honorable Ernest Yakumi,
the late MP.
The late MP won with over 2,000 votes.
Yes.
And the same Bernard Bediako, lawyer for the then petitioner, was challenging the 2,000 vote in court to the extent that now we have by-elections. In fact, under normal circumstances, I would have said congratulations for winning over 2,000 votes. But he knew 2,000 votes, but never congratulated Honorable Ernest Yakumi. Same as the MP. Same as the MP. So now, I must now look whether there were any infractions, irregularities, unsigned pin sheets, whatever there is to it. Look at the whole legal...
Are you preparing to go to court?
I am not saying I'm preparing to go to... I have to now call for the documentation on Akwatia by-elections. Assess the whole situation, and then now I can make a determination whether or not, indeed, the elections is worth challenging or otherwise. Because the same character, the same lawyer, was the same person who was challenging the case on behalf of his clients in court.
Okay, you see.
In court.
You see.
Hold on.
Let's let him land in our
You don't have a strategy.
No,
That's why you are beating about it.
Mr. Fuseni, don't worry. I'll come to you. I'll come to you.
Hold on. No, come back.
Okay, I'm coming back.
Come back. In court. Ordinarily, what I would have thought, when my late client had won the city with over 2,000 votes, when you know that parliamentary primaries or parliamentary elections is first past the post, which simply means that you must just win by one seat or one person, you have won. One person, you have won. It's not like presidential where you must win 50% plus one. 1%, just over one, you have won. However, they were challenging a seat won by over 2,000 votes. So how do I sit here and now say I'm going to admit that Bernard Bediako has won with over 2,000 something, and so therefore, if now I'm presented with...
But you just said the NPP had lost. If the NPP has lost, they've lost. Not long ago. So why the change in position all of a sudden?
Not that they've said they lost. Maybe there are infractions they are going to present to me. Because I'm sitting here, I'm getting messages on my phone.
What are those
messages? Infractions?
Of infractions, which I'm here to assess. And so therefore, I should not be too quick to determine or make a determination. The reason is simple. If these infractions come to me and I make the assessment and I determine that they are frivolous, they are vexatious, they have no merit in it, I would inform the party that, please, these ones, I have overruled them and so be it.
In your capacity as the director of legal?
Yes. And Honorable knows that he knows me and what I can do. There are a lot of things I've done and I do it on a quiet. It doesn't come out. I talk less. I talk very less.
On this platform, you have not spoken less.
No, because on this platform...
Let me tell you,
because
he's bitter because we have won.
Oh, no.
But you see, he's bitter, but we have won. Because we won because you didn't have a strategy. And Baidoo, let me tell you now that we have won, let me tell you, Bediako was our constituency secretary. NDC, it is not the former candidate of the NDC who hired Bediako as a lawyer. Baidoo as a lawyer. Baidoo was assigned
by the
party as a lawyer. That's why I say MPP, they don't have the present default status of MPP. It's disarray.
Hold on. We'll come to that. We'll come to
that. So let me tell you. So it's just bitter. And thirdly, Thirdly, you know, the jurisdiction of the court is not raised
to make his point.
It's not raised by speculation. Oh. Hardcore facts, no speculation. So now that you are sitting on this platform and speculating that there might be infractions, does not raise the jurisdiction of a court in an election petition.
I'm getting messages.
So it's important for you to congratulate this man and to appreciate that we have a superior strategy, which you don't have.
No.
And that resulted in us presenting a candidate who has won the seat for us. Because we have a strategy. You don't have.
See, my good friend, Honorable Fuseni, you know that. There is a man that was...
How do you have a strategy of putting a Galamseya to go and contest elections?
Wait.
When everybody knows that he's destroying the
setting that he's a Galamseya.
You see, there is a man who say he won the elections, who was in court way back in December, when there was no Gazette publication of the election results.
But you have just said you go to court without a Gazette. No. They have not even declared it.
Oh, please. Well, hold on.
But those are... It's a moot point now, isn't it?
No. Very moot. I said that he's now exhibiting his bitterness.
No, you said you can congratulate him.
But the man has won.
Yeah.
No, you said congratulate him.
You're explaining why you can't congratulate him.
No, you see, I am having a difficulty to do so. Come back. Why?
I won't come back.
Oh,
don't worry, I can see you.
Your bitterness is consuming
Speak to the audience.
The first time that my good brother is now trying to hide my face from the camera.
Your camera is this way.
You see, the point I'm making is that there is somebody who has come to court who never brought any Gazette notification of results, and yet was relying on Dr. Basmasari's publication or news conference to say that there's a Gazette, and so therefore the results have been gazetted, and relied on that publication without any Gazette before a court, High Court, a court of record, and yet to make an argument for an injunction, ex parte.
Yeah, that's all in the past. What has that got to do with the outcome tonight?
The point I'm making is that the same character who was doing all these things was pursuing his own interests, his personal interests. That's what I'm making.
Oh, no problem. I mean, you made the point. But that's fine.
That's your view.
But that's the situation. In all fairness,
I mean, he's won the elections. He'll be declared soon. There's a presumption of regularity until proving otherwise.
If he declared he has won,
fairly and squarely,
based on the figures that we are
seeing from the electoral commission that are coming to you shortly,
then once they declare that he has won, I will duly congratulate him. But I'm receiving information on my messages from the director of elections.
What's the nature of the information?
There are infractions. I don't want to discuss it here now because I have to assess it within the nature of within the remit of the law.
My brother, congratulate the man.
Okay.
And then see whether this
MP elect.
Please, Honorable. He has been to court with us for how many months, and even though we won, our candidate died in the process.
Am I sensing tit for tat here? You're simply going to drag this out in court against him to frustrate him?
They will throw his petition, if he files an election petition, they will throw it at his face.
I will assess every infraction brought to my attention on its merits. And he knows. Honorable Professor, he knows that I'm a very fair person. If it doesn't merit it, I would best say, no, I'm not going to merit it. I will throw it away.
Okay.
And I will assess it.
But congratulate him.
So hold on for me for a second, and let me come to...
Okay, preliminary.
Hold on. Both of you, hold on. Good friends, hold on for me. Mr. Dankwa, so you had projected initially 47% for Bernard and 42%, I believe, for the MPP candidate.
The committee.
And then there is 11% who are undecided. I believe the 11% may have decided now and swung this heavily in the favor of the NDC.
Yes, but if you look at the committed model that we published, we had 53% and 47% as the committed. That's modeling out those who are undecided. And we said that 53% for Baidoo was the floor. That's the minimum he was going to get. Could be higher than that. And lo and behold, we've seen that he has done 54.7%, and that will reduce the 47 for Smedu. So we were quite confident, but during the exit poll, it was a bit tricky in looking at the numbers that we were seeing, especially among the minority ethnic groups, which really gave me some kind of nerves. But then I realized that, look, these guys are people who normally are a bit economical with the truth when they are in the midst of, when they are minority.
But we're telling you we're voting for the MPP candidate.
So that made the race too close to call. That's why I didn't project the outcome in the exit poll, waiting to see what the actual count is. But what gave me hope that NDC had won was that among their accounts, MPP was 50.5%, NDC 49.5%.
Yeah.
And that is just a...
Clear, the gap had narrowed.
There was no way to win without having won the ethnic account. So
okay, I want to take you live because the Electoral Commission is about to declare now. Let's take you live to the Collation Center there where the Electoral Commission, I believe, is ready to give us the formal declaration of results.
Going to declare, would declare. His name is Eric JV. He is the returning officer for the Akwatia by-election, and he's ready to declare the results.
Officers from the Electoral Commission, security services, political party leaders here present, the media, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. By the grace of God, we are done collating the parliamentary results of Akwatia constituency by-election. Here are the vote cast. Solomon Asumedu had 15,235 votes. Bernard Bediako Baidoo of NDC had 18,199. Ousu Patrick LPG had 82 votes. I repeat, Asumedu Solomon, NPP, had 15,235. Bernard Bediako Baidoo, NDC, had 18,199. Ousu Patrick, LPG, had 82 votes. Total valid votes, 33,516. Total rejected ballots, 303. Total vote casts, 33,819. With the figures mentioned so far, Director, with your permission, I, Eric Osu Jemfi, the returning officer of Akwatia constituency, declare Bernard Bediako Baidoo as the parliamentary candidate elect, MP elect for Akwatia constituency. Thank you very much.
So it's now confirmed.
Okay, so yes, Ebenezer, this is how far the good Lord has brought us. You have said it all. The confidence has always been there. It is not just mere confidence out of nothing. It was born out of the good work we have done. After engaging the people, we read their reaction towards the message we gave them. And we saw that it had really imbibed. They gave us a hope
some hope of a sort, which hope has resulted to what we see today. I mean, we've always been very confident. I told you, I don't know whether, I told you guys that we've been in this game for a while. If you are in it and you are losing, you will know, except maybe if you don't want to be honest to yourself. I told you what we were working out at that moment I spoke to was with regards to the gap. But as for the win, what are we witnessing? We've won.
Okay, so do you think
we heard a lot in the lead up to this election. The NPP spoke quite greatly. At some point in time, the Vice President made certain claims. He said he shouldn't have been in the race, amongst many other things. When you were hearing all of this, what was going through your mind at that time?
For me, I've always said that, you see, when you are going to such contests, there are a lot of things you will hear. But I don't focus on tangentials. The focus is on the main ball. My focus is to have my message delivered, the people accept it, and then they take it up and work to make sure victory is delivered. Indeed, you see, some of these comments, if you are not careful, you'll be swayed by them, and then you go outside the main target and then be dealing with, well, let me put it this way, unnecessary stuff. Because you see, I shouldn't have been in the race as in what? I mean, that I was disqualified, or it was an illegality on my part or what. And so we've gone past that stage. Elections were held. We have the results. Sorry? Development. We've always said that, you see, Akwatia's name has always been with regards to mining. You can't take away the mining. Okay, we only have to do it lawfully. That's what we're going to work on. Where we are now is a GCD property. Hitherto, just before John Dramani Mahama came to power, the place was in darkness. If you recall, we did the same collation here, and we had to put on some solar panels and all the lamps and all that. Today, and it wasn't because of the by-elections, it was even done before. Today, we have electricity. It is the first step towards getting GCD back on track, which can employ thousands of people. There are other things we are looking at. Essentially, it is about development, and we will make sure we deliver. Yes, we've made that promise. It didn't come from, it came from the president. And of course, it's a central government policy. And we need to remind them and then make sure that they do the needful. I'm grateful. We would have an opportunity to talk more about some of these things. We are grateful for the opportunity the people of Akwatia has given us. It is a clear mandate, and we would not take it for granted. We will make sure we give them the best of representation and serve them well. We are grateful for...
Thank you.
There was nothing like that.
You can talk. Let's hear from you.
We've seen it all play out now.
The projection was...
Talk to us about how it feels like.
Is that what you got?
Well, that was what the exit poll projected, 53. But we said we're going to work and make sure that we get more than that.
Please, out. Bernard, out.
Please.
So, out.
Okay, so Rashid Tako Computer was asking that
yes.
The projection was 53, but you got 54.
Of course, we worked towards it. We told you that we are going to get 54%, more than that. That was projected. The projection was 53, but we finally got 54 plus. And you can look at the difference. As projected, there's no difference between our own collation and that of the EC collation. The same. It came to the same. No difference. That tells you that we are on top of issues, and you saw what happened. We have worked for it. We have a credible candidate, and we have good message, and the people bought our message. And then so we are not surprised. People thought we were just binding figures around, but the figures actually show that we worked according to the figures that was given.
Are these votes organic?
Damn organic.
Are they organic?
Damn organic. I mean, you saw it. We worked for it. For the past 2 weeks, we've been crisscrossing the constituency, talking to the people, went to churches, mosques, and marketplaces to make sure that our messages go down to the people. And they bought the messages. They've seen the good work of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and they've returned the verdict. And they've joined the ruling party. Of course, who doesn't want to join the ruling party? They've seen it. I told you they rigged the election in the 2024 election. Today, the results has exposed it, that clearly MPP didn't win the election.
So what about allegations about the fact that you used some national security personnel to intimidate them, especially with the deployment of heavy police personnel there? It also indicates that is the reason why some of the people did not come out.
I'm happy you said allegations. It's an allegation, so we keep it as allegations. You saw what happened. It was the police who handled all the polling stations. Nobody was intimidated. Nobody was prevented from voting. People went out there. He's a director of special duty at National Security Secretariat. This election is a national security issue. You heard utterances from remnants of our opponent threatening hellfire, saying that there was going to be showdown between them and the police. And you think the national security should fold their arms? Then tomorrow, then you media will be asking that go and arrest people so and so, like Howard Kumsin style. We didn't want to have any Howard Kumsin style here. And that is why there was a top-notch in terms of...
We didn't see any show of the NPP. In fact, they've not congratulated your candidates. There could be a legal showdown.
They signed the pink sheets. They signed the pink sheets. Their coalition agent was here with me.
Which means they've accepted the results?
Yes, they accepted the results. I can give you a copy. They've signed it. They've accepted it. In fact, they have graciously accepted defeat. And they've seen that the NDC deserves to win because we've worked for it. And the people realize that you don't vote for a party that will only deliver you press conference. You vote for a party that will bring you development, employment for your youth. And that is what we have done. And clearly, we have to give thumb up to the good people of Akwatia, executives of our party, led by our national chairman and the general secretary of the party. In fact, they've been here for the past week. They've not gone anywhere. Leadership of the party, all the executives, slept here, worked across the distance. So the victory is an organic victory. A victory for the...
From here, we go to Tamale. To what extent is the NDC willing to go? You have too many seats in parliament.
Only Tamale. We are going to Michael Befi constituency.
He says he's apologized and
we are not accepting it. Nobody's going to. No, we are not accepting the apology. He must resign. If he doesn't resign, Ghanaians will not take politicians serious. We must be serious. They must hold us to our words. Whatever comes out from my mouth, they must take me serious. I can't just stand here and make allegations, say certain things, and then within 24 hours, do you know that he came in here when we were about to start the collation, beaming smile, telling me that we were winning the thing, until I showed him on my phone that, my friend, you have lost the election, I'm coming to your constituency for by-election. Then he started perspiring. That's the time he got to know that things have changed.
I mean, don't you have too many seats in parliament? I mean, some are saying it will become a rubber stamp parliament if care is not taken.
The framers of the 1992 Constitution saw the need to put in what is known as Representation of the People Act. What does that mean? Representation. Every constituency must get a proper representation in parliament, not numbers. We are not talking about numbers. We are talking of representation. Who is to represent you in parliament? And that is why independent who can represent without political party. And so if a constituency deem it fit to have a candidate standing on the ticket of a political party, why not? Do you deny them that opportunity and say because we have numbers, so they shouldn't send such a person to represent them? Michael Befi will come to his constituency. We are going to test that one. So Ghanaians, now you go and cause trouble and apologize. Is that what we are saying? Honorable members, when you are called honorable, everything of you must be honorable.
But the General Secretary I spoke to also says that some of your members, including members of Parliament and ministers, have made worse statements than that of Michael. And Ghanaians have not told them to resign from their positions.
I'm saying the gentleman made a categorical statement. I will resign. Let us go and test their strength in that constituency and see whether that's a strong hold of the MPP. That's why you could stand and say he will resign. He was here with us. We are going to hold him. If he doesn't resign, we will write to the Speaker of Parliament. And he must apologize in the floor of Parliament so that the whole public will see who he is, so that they know that certain activities of people like that should not be countenanced by Ghanaians. They must allow decency in our politics so that Ghanaians will respect us.
Thank you so much. And that's the Deputy Director of Elections for the National Democratic Congress. Obviously, he'll be acting in that capacity now, which gives us a sense of how authoritative his comments will be. Not a good day for the LPG, which has less votes than the entire spoils ballots for tonight. But the bigger victory is about the National Democratic Congress, which is now going home, and knowing that lawyer Bernard will definitely be returning or coming to Parliament for the very first time, and of course doing that on a ticket of the National Democratic Congress. We call it a night here from the Akwatia Collation Center, where we can confidently tell you that the National Democratic Congress has flipped the seats in a very dramatic style. Of course, not many were wishing that for the deceased MP, but now it is confirmed that the NDC will now be taking over from the late NS Kumi, who then had won the seat for the new Patriotic Party. From all of us here at the Collation Center, you can see lots of interactions happening. Probably let's see if we can chip in a few words from Mr. Jakpa. Good evening to you, sir. You're live on Join News. Rashid Tanko was just, okay, well, no comments from him. He doesn't want to make any comments, but of course, Jakpa is here, and you've all seen him. What a night it has been. And of course, we couldn't get any words from him, but that's all we can tell you about what's happening for now. Until then, of course, it will be the same story about an electoral victory and the expectation of the populace waiting to see what the next member of parliament will deliver for the Akwatia constituency. Blessed Sugan reporting for Joy News, Akwatia.
Thank you very much. Mr. Nankwa, put this victory in context for me.
It's a very massive one. If you look at the margin the NDC lost the last election with, officially, 2060. So Bernard Bediako needed to claw that deficit of 2,000, which he did, and he added around 4,000 on top of that. That is a swing of about 6,000 votes. For Akwatia, that is massive.
Okay.
That is massive.
What is the significance of that for the NDC first and then for the MPP?
It gives them chance to consolidate their position in that constituency.
That is NDC?
Yeah. And likely to retain it in 2028.
Okay. Yeah. And what does it mean for the MPP?
They have to strategize. Look at what they can do. What best can they do? Who can they bring to really take the seat? This was an opportunity which they missed big time by giving them the wrong candidate. Because I believe if they had given them a better candidate, we would have seen a much closer race, much tighter race than we have seen now. Even Bodia, where the gentleman comes from.
So where it comes from, Bodia?
Yeah, it was shambolic performance, to say the least. So it means the guy was not even accepted by his own people. So a lot of work needs to be done by these political parties in selecting candidates. Before you push someone, especially when there's no election, even those unopposed things, you have to really do very good work to ensure that you're not digging the grave for your own self. For MPP, we've seen that in Akwatia.
Okay. Musa Namka, thank you very much. Musa will take leave of us now, and I'll come back to Gary. I'll come back to Inusa, and then I'll hear from Winston before we wrap up. But very, very quickly, let's get a reaction from the community, because they voted tonight. And before we end, we need to hear from them. Boachi Yado, my colleague, is on the streets of Akwatia tonight.
Yes, Evans, we are live from the Bodia streets here in the Akwatia constituency. And earlier, we gave you clear scenes from this particular street where a number of residents had besieged in jubilation, celebrating the victory of lawyer Bernard Bediako, the NDC's parliamentary candidate, who is now the member of parliament elect for the Akwatia constituency. And on the streets right now, we are waiting for lawyer Bediako and his team to make their grand entry to this place where they are going to have the jubilation party. That is what we are waiting for now. We are told that they are all at the Collation Center and making their way to this place, and we'll still have our eyes on that. But then you can see on the sideways of the street, a number of people, supporters from Akwatia, are here. They are celebrating. You can see one man here. I would want to speak to him briefly. Eja, when you have Japan victory, Akwatia NDC say I green, and then you hear any more enemy.
Mama, that's so. You're beyond say green. You can put to a chroma, input to in your chroma. And I'm showing you, Mama's ways honey now. That's the reason why we know the green. And everything has been possible for us.
And now you have the seat to yourself. You have taken it away from the NPP, so to say. What should the people of Akwatia expect from lawyer Bernard Bediako?
I'm telling the people of Akwatia to expect better things coming to the Akwatia constituency. And I'm showing them that with the help of President John Mahama, everything is going to be possible.
You are making a sign right now. Can you do that again for us to see?
Oh, we'll kill them one time.
What does that mean?
Oh, we are killing them one time.
And you've done that?
We've done that. But this election shows that they're all stealing us. And we prove to them that if we vote free and fair, we are going to win the election.
Thank you very much. We are seeing that you are already enjoying inside your car. And so that is an NDC member and his team members in the car enjoying Nasi's Kwenkwe, celebrating the victory of lawyer Bernard Bediako, the NDC's PC, who is now the member of parliament elect for the Akwatia constituency. And Evans, as I was saying earlier, on my left and my right, a number of people have gathered over here. They are all waiting for lawyer Bernard Bediako to come to the spot to begin with a jubilation. And then if possible, they can hear a word or two from him. This is Bodia, the street of Akwatia. And let me speak to one party agent. You are a party agent for lawyer Bernard Bediako. Where you were, tell us, how was the results over there?
Of course, I also went to Wenchi.
Oh, you went to Wenchi?
Yes, I'm at the Wenchi Palace Square B. The results over there, I can choose to say, as for the NDC, we are okay with it because last year we got 34, but this recently one, MPP got 194 and NDC also got 74.
Which means you are appreciated.
Yes, which means we are appreciated. I can choose to say the both A and B, when you combine it to it, NDC get 150 votes from that sector. So
lawyer is here. We have lawyer also. Okay, that is the NDC's parliamentary candidate. You see him. And then they are following him all the way to his residence. That was very brief, Evans. That was very, very brief. He just moved out of his vehicle just to wave the NDC supporters who've gathered over here. We have been told that he's made a stop. Let's try and see if we can catch up with lawyer Bernard Bediako, the NDC's parliamentary candidate or the parliamentary candidate for the Akwatia constituency, the the MP elect for the constituency. Lawyer Bediako just made a very brief stop at Bodia, a very, very brief stop at Bodia, and the crowd are chasing him. Everybody is chasing him right now. They are all chasing him. We are also doing same. If we can spot him, then we get a word or two from lawyer Bediako. But that was very fast, Evans. And I can't even see his vehicle anymore. But then let's keep talking to his agent. It's, you know, now say, maybe I now want no results, you know. The results were okay for you because you appreciated. We've seen lawyer swiftly moving. Where is he going now? Do you know where he's heading to?
Yeah, from here he's going to the place where the national chairman is. Okay. That's our the constituency chairman's house. Okay. Well, Chairman Bibi's house. From here, that's the place where our MP elect is going now. So if you don't mind, you can even take car. Then when you come to Akwatia, when you ask the place where our constituency chairman is, they will direct you to that area. So that you come there, then you see him. My name is Isaac Anaman. I am NDC National Communication Team member. And of course, I am a police agent over here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And he has told us about where he was as polling agent at Wenchi. Although the numbers weren't good for them at Wenchi, they've been able to win the seat for the NDC. And we just saw lawyer Bediako briefly moving out of his car, waving at the supporters of the NDC who had gathered on the street of Bodia to join him in celebration. We're being told that he's going to the residence of the constituency chairman, and hopefully we would get to have lawyer Bernard Bediako come on the streets to join his people in celebration. And as I said earlier, Evans, if we go to the other edges of the streets, crowds well crowded because almost every party vehicle belonging to the NDC and every single V8 you see here is moving towards the direction that lawyer Bediako went to, and that is why this place is starting to get choked. It's starting to get choked. It was a very brief stop by lawyer Bediako, but the crowd had to chase him so that they get a feel of how it looks like to have a new member of parliament, if I'm to put it that way. And it was rather unfortunate that we did not get to hear from him, but then we are being told that he's going to see the constituency chairman and then get to interact with the people later. When you have Japan, say Madi Kunim.
Ah, see Madi Kunim. When you have Papa say lawyer, I'll call parliament.
Now, lawyer, chairman, who no?
Me who no Papa because she no kwano so because she na
also go see a lawyer.
Papa.
Oh, chairman, who no?
Me who no? Many judges need ye go see gasa.
Okay, and so they said that yes, they came to see lawyer Bediako. He was in white, and so they are also going to join him in celebration. The streets keeps bustling up. Abatuano, who ne say?
Abatuano, Equafampa, Namania Gibebre, say Yadi Kunim. Now, Radi Akan, boy, Aviam Sunyano, Inya Anyajma. I am Kojadakwa, boss.
And so, Evans, the streets of Akwatia bustling up as the supporters of the NDC just saw their newly elected member of parliament walk through the street. This is the Bodia street. What is happening here? And we've painted a picture, so much jubilation on the streets of Bodia as they are all excited about the election of lawyer Bernard Bediako as their new member of parliament. Over to you.
And that there is my colleague, Akwatia Yadom, on the streets of Akwatia. In the studio with me still is Gary Nimako, who's the Director of Legal for the MPP, and is Hussein, his former Member of Parliament for Tamale Central and Winston Gamwa. Gary, the die is cast now. The Electoral Commission has declared, ready to congratulate the NDC candidate. Let
my senior brother come back before I can talk. He's still, come back small.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
Let me say that subject to, and the subject is underlined, subject to the comments, complaints I'm receiving on my WhatsApp messages. I want to congratulate my younger brother, Bernard Bediako Baidoo, for winning the Akwatia seat. But let notice be said about him that I am going to investigate all the infractions sent to me. If I find merit in the infractions, then obviously there will be litigation after he has been gazetted by the Electoral Commission. And that notice, I believe he himself is aware that he has visited the same thing on my own client, NSC Bediako. May he so rest in peace. So I will investigate it in a very open, frank manner. And if I find merit in them, I will pursue it in court. If I don't find any merit in them, I will abandon it. I will not do any personal vendetta as the way they did it their own. To the extent that when they realize that even NS Bediako won over 2,000 votes. They were pursuing him. He was gazetted by Electoral Commission. They were pursuing him. I don't know how they were going to overturn it, to the extent that Supreme Court even had to quash contempt proceedings against the gentleman. They were pursuing him in the criminal proceedings at the CID. That notwithstanding, I still congratulate him as a spokesperson and as somebody who is a very fair-minded character. I think he won for election. He has won.
Let's talk about the bigger picture. What does this mean for your party? Musa Damka makes the point that this obviously is a further confirmation that your party is in disarray. And considering the fact that he had taken clawback 6,000 votes in total, that is quite significant, isn't it?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so. You see, every election, the dynamics are different dynamics. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. What I don't believe so is that, you see, for instance, Black Manoff, people didn't even go and vote because of security and insecurity in the area. Here in Akwatia, the security presence also prevent people from voting. So they don't go and vote. We were intimidated. They don't go and vote.
Yeah, we have here only 33,000.
Who didn't vote?
33,819 voted out of a total voter population of 52,000.
Exactly. So you see, for me, and now I'm going to have a discussion with the Constitutional Committee review. I think that they have to seriously reconsider this by-election thing and revoke it in the Constitution.
So that
a party that is already in Parliament will have the opportunity to replace a member who has resigned, a member who has died, a member who for some reason doesn't want to be part of the party again. The party will do its internal primaries and replace the person
out of curiosity, would you have suggested this if you had won this?
Say it again?
Would you have suggested the same if you had won this?
Yes.
Still?
Yes.
Even if you won this, you would have suggested the same?
Yes, because at the end of the day, because, you see, for instance, we say Tamale Central will not even go. In memory of my own brother and my junior at the university, Murtala Mohammed, doctor. I remember very well Murtala came to the University of Ghana. He was very activist in Legon Hall. And I knew how enthusiastic Murtala was, so activist. I knew how he was doing his business. And I said, Murtala, you're going to be a politician one day. He said, oh, senior. I said, yes. And lo and behold, he rose through the ranks and became a minister in this country. And then he dies. And then the party says they're going to contest Murtala.
But how do you recover from this, though? I mean, because the optics aren't good. The signaling that 2024 was a disaster. 8 months on, you are still limping. In fact, it's worse now, as far as Akwatia is concerned, than it was in 2024.
When Mama lost elections, in fact, I'm telling you, there have been times that MPP has said that NDC was going to be in limbo, they will never recover. We were in this country. Look, October 30, I'm 50 years. So I've lived enough in this country to know what has happened in this country. All right? We said the NDC will never recover. But what happened? NDC recovered. And Mama came back and has now won elections and now is the president of the Republic of Ghana. So please, let no one delude himself that, because we are now in a turbulent situation, MPP is down.
So you agree you are in turmoil as you speak?
Of course. I mean, nobody will tell you that a party that has gone for election and got 38% or whatever, 41% is not in turmoil. We are in turmoil. It never happened before. And you have to admit it.
And you think that after 8 months, you would have begun to see some fixing of the problem?
Even in politics, what you need in politics is sober reflection. You see, when I was in the seminary, as a university seminar, there were times that we go into what they call recollection. Recollection is a period that you sit down to go back into your life, your own life. You sit down and then see whether what you have gone through, what you have been through, it was right, it was wrong, and you correct your own mistakes. A life without recollection is no life. So if you think that, you are all too knowing, you know everything, then you are making a big mistake. I'm telling you, the party made mistakes. The party ought to sit down come out and say, look, we made these mistakes. We are sorry. Ghanaians, forgive us. Let's correct these our mistakes and move on. And be humble enough to approach Ghanaian people with that sobriety and that humility.
A final question on that. 8 months on, the evidence tonight suggests that the people, at least in Akwatia, they don't believe that you've begun on this journey of sobriety. In fact, they've punished you even more compared to the 2024 elections in Akwatia.
Well, you realize that some even didn't vote in this election as well. Some didn't vote in this election as well.
That's true.
The same way it was reflecting in the general elections, where people didn't come out to vote.
Let me ask you, because you're from the party, do you honestly think the 8 months you've had so far, you have taken advantage of that to begin the internal reflections, and you're back? Now, you should be back on the path to recovery. Are you there yet? Are you satisfied with what the party has done so far?
I think that in politics, a day is even very, very important. I don't think that we are there yet.
Okay.
I think that we are still on course.
Inusa, for the NDC, you have not only a super majority, you have more to spare. I mean, Tamale Central is a foregone conclusion. You are going to have 185 seats. This is unprecedented. You can go to bed, and this will just manifest itself in terms of a victory in 2028. Ghanaians just love you.
So we went into the elections with a clear view on what we want the people of Ghana to remember us for. As a party that is focused, disciplined, and with a vision. We went into Akwatia with a strategy. And you must be asking yourself why our candidate, a lawyer, contested against a galamsey or a miner. We deliberately chose somebody who will resonate with the people to stand in Akwatia. So if a party is bereft of strategy, that's what happens to them in an election, in a by-election. Now, we also knew that even though we've won Akwatia 4 times, we had to come out with a message that would connect with the people. And we did that. The 100, we now have 100, about 185, but in total we have 189 seats in Parliament, because all the independent candidates are sitting, independent MPs are sitting with us. We do not intend to misuse our strength in Parliament. We promise the people of this country good governance. We will ensure that we push our policies through. We will not muscle out MPP, but we will always, when the opportunity presents itself, demonstrate to the people of this country that we are a party that is interested in their welfare. So we will contest any by-election that comes. You see, if we had lost this by-election, the narrative would have been different. So we knew that. We knew that. And so that's why we went into the election full force. Now, NDC, and it's exactly the same thing that animated the 2024 elections. A party that loses an election, or a party that is coming from opposition into government, ought to put certain things in place to assure the people of this country that when they are given the mandate to rule, they will do things in a certain way. I don't see that in MPP. I've said it and I'm saying it again. The default status of MPP today is disarray. That they appear not to have come to terms with what caused their catastrophic defeat in the 2024 elections.
In fact, many could say today was the first test of whether or not they're beginning to steer back the track of recovery.
But the signs were clear, were very clear in the early days. and Eskumbin dies, so he's out of the equation. What considerations went into choosing Yadom as their candidate? Or what is the name of that guy? Asumedu as their candidate. Look, as a dispassionate political observer of what is happening in MPP, it was one group of MPP still showing their dominance in the party, imposing a candidate on the party.
I don't think so.
On the basis of consensus. Because, you see, do you think that MPP has no candidate in Akwatia?
Hold on.
Listen to me. If you want to come back, I mean, what you said about recollection, we say it in Islam as reflection.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, you must sit down.
From the briefing I received,
Just a second.
the thing was that they met in this Eastern region and they all agreed on this candidate. That's the briefing I received.
Okay.
So when we say that they went and put the candidates...
So that's what makes the point about consensus.
So you meet in Eastern region and you agree that you are going to present Asumedu. On what basis? Is it on the basis of his popularity?
All the candidates agreeing.
Well, you see, all the candidates agreeing is not strategy. Yeah. All candidates agreeing that they will put a candidate who will not win the election.
There's only
is that
one
a strategy? Is that a strategy for
There's
a party?
only one ultimate evidence, which is the outcome.
The outcome. You can't agree that you're going to lose. So your party agreed that they were going into the elections to lose.
Anyway, I think that...
so you see, again, even Gary Namaku's answer vindicates what we are saying. He doesn't give us evidence of what went into that agreement. The popularity, the status of that person within the party, the likability, and even a departure. In what we have seen in Akwatia, there has been a departure by their party from their convention of electing their parliamentary candidate from Wenchi, which is their stronghold. So again, default strategy. They lost even turnout in Wenchi. Because that's your traditional stronghold. So clearly, you see, don't say that you stop. I won't stop. I say that your party, we are satisfied, totally satisfied. And look, he's a lawyer. When we started as a party, MPP used to call us veranda boys. You remember?
No, you
called yourself veranda boys.
No, we formed a club, veranda boys.
Exactly.
We formed a club, veranda boys.
That's why I say.
And then MPP said, all of us were veranda boys.
And girls.
And girls. Today, we present a lawyer as our candidate for Akwatia against a galamsey or a miner, a small-scale miner.
Okay. See, let me hear from you finally on this.
Yes, Evans, but you see, the NPP too would have done that. I am not privy to the kind of analysis they may have done. But, you know, in Akwatia, from 2000, as I remember, I must say, is the one with the best performance. But you see, I must say, even when she went to Parliament, people would mock her. Yeah. But you see, this is where...
I must say it's the Simpson.
The hairdresser.
This is where the NPP probably could have seen something. When Ernest Yakumi showed up, and Gary, you know, when Ernest Yakumi showed up first, even though he had not, gone to the law, so there were those who called him lawyer.
Yeah.
And I've known him even before he showed up in Akwatia. So I know those were calling him lawyer.
We call him as Asempa and all the networks.
Yeah, lawyer.
But you know, he passed the law school.
Yes.
Posthumously.
But the way he was then able to beat Amase in the primaries would give you a signal of how things were beginning to change in Akwatia.
Yeah.
So that would have probably told the NPP, okay, how about you continue there? But also, look, again, I do not have, but I'm looking at it from this way, and qualitatively, based on my own analysis, I'd say the NPP could have said, no, let's get somebody to go and match the NDC. What is it that they did? Was it the case that, and this is somebody, Asumedu, and you hear the people saying, oh, he's been helping the people, I spoke to some of my NDC friends who said, oh, the guy has been helping The people like him, the young men like him, and all of that. So you're probably thinking, push him into the race. Who knows? He could do the job for you. Unfortunately, it didn't work. Look, strategy, sometimes people take a gamble. Yeah. It doesn't work.
But here's the thing, Wayne. So this is a big question, and we'll wrap up on that. This is a party that wants us to believe they are in the rebuilding phase. However, we're now learning they're repeating the mistakes that led them to the ditch in 2024. 8 months after the defeat, everything else that went wrong in 2024 is repeated in Akwatia. What do you read into that?
You see, Evans, and that's why I make the point. Look,
this was their first opportunity to show us that they understand why they lost. And they're going to apply all the lessons in Akwatia to turn this around. And they haven't.
The thing about a by-election, Evans, the difficulty of a by-election, if you are an opposition party having lost an election, is the likelihood that you lose that by-election, unless it's a safe seat for you. Even in safe seats, governments are able to take it. Look, I'll give you a typical example. I use the Bimbila case. Alaji Yunus Afuseni here knows. He knows that in the past, those times, Gukpegu Sabongira, 1996.
Yeah.
Look, you know, Honorable Yunus Afuseni, that a lot of the dynamics in Dagbon were post-2002.
Yes. It changed.
Watch this.
The dynamics, yeah.
So in elections, a lot of things would happen. So sometimes you go into it, and in post-2002, a lot of things changed in Dagbon.
But Winston, you didn't complete Bimbila. Let me tell you what.
I'll wrap up with you.
Okay.
Second, I'll wrap up with you. We just have a minute to wrap up.
Let me tell you, Bimbila,
so that I can.
That was when MPP had thinkers.
Yes.
That was when MPP had strategy.
But you also.
Let me come. Nituwul was not MPP. Okay. Was not MPP. Nituwul had contested the elections on the ticket of PNC. But when Chambers went to ECOWAS and the by-election was called, there was thinking within the MPP. So they did they looked at the dynamics of the constituency and thought that they needed a particular person or somebody from a particular ethnic group to be able to snatch the constituency.
Okay. So they went for Nituwul.
That is strategy.
Now, the point I was wrap up for me. Yeah, just make that point.
That is strategy. But what strategy did they employ?
Where's the wrap up?
The point I was making in Bimbila was that when Nituwul went to Dan Botre in 2002 to say that you needed Nituwul to contest the election, he asked him, who is this boy? When the PNC and CPP had then selected Nituwul to contest on, joined this thing, then he realized and brought him to the MPP fold. But then I make a point. The campaign strategy of Nituwul in 2004, post that by-election, made him lose the elections. He came back and ran a certain campaign in 2008, which you know, I'm not going to repeat that here, and that's made him. So the point I'm making, Evans, is that look, sometimes you go into an election believing, and I make the Nituwul point that Ibn Chambers, NDC, the MPP was able to take that seat. In Woolensee, they took it. Also because they had incumbency advantage. Today, the NPP may think that, they're going into this race believing that Asumedu may have done the magic for them. They also didn't want to go into a primaries because of even the challenges within the Akwatia constituency itself.
You manage the challenges.
And that is how come they felt that selecting this guy, this is a gamble gone bad. The strategy,
you don't bet on the altar against you.
Where I think the strategy didn't work
is
that when the NPP realized that the NDC was promising development, sympathy alone couldn't do the trick.
Okay, so where does that leave the NPP?
Well, they're still in a rebuilding process. Look, the NDC post-2000 lost all the by-elections in the first term of J.A. Kufuor. I do not see NPP winning any by-election in a swing constituency. In the scheme of things, the NDC still has the goodwill. And so the NPP would struggle in by-elections. If they put their act together, post the 31st January 2026, after the selection of a flag bearer, they must now begin to do proper introspection and go back to their roots. Enough of the choboi that brought them to power between 2016 and 2020. they must go back to their roots.
And that's us Wengsting, and thank you, Enusa, thank you, Gary, and all those who join us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. This has been your election headquarters.